it just seems like during your training, you didn't actually do any real world actual boxing.
So I did do some sparring, which, by the way, sparring and boxing training is like the hardest thing you'll ever do in your life, because those 3 minutes, and I was training with this Russian dude who was like, probably about my size or a little bit smaller than me, not as big as Jason Luv, and he's like a professional fighter. So obviously he's going at 10, 20%. He's not fighting to his full strength. And even just that in the sparring, I got hit a couple times in the head where I swear my neck was hurting for like a week and a half straight after that. Like, I really kind of had that realization in the training of like, you really have not been hit a lot of times in your life. Like in high school, sure. And then, going to bars and stuff throughout my 20s and early 30s, for sure, I got into some good fights. But fighting in the streets just really does not prepare you for the whole boxing thing. Usually you fight in the streets, it gets broken up real quick, or it's 2-on-1, it's 3-on-1, or the security jumps in and breaks it up.
There's wrestling involved.
Yeah, you drop to the ground, you're rolling around, exactly. You get them in a headlock, all this stuff. It's just like, that shit does not prepare you for boxing at all. And if anything, this whole process really makes me respect boxing so much more. And I watch it a lot more now. And like, I love UFC. I've always loved UFC. But, when I'm watching UFC and I see the way that they can just duck under a punch and immediately throw their punch and everything. And it's just like, when I watch it now, I'm just like, I can't do that. Like, there's no fucking way I'm ever going to be able to do that. I don't feel like my hand-eye coordination or reaction time are at all my specialty. So I've had a few people mention like, oh, we should box. And it's like, I really just don't feel like it. Like, I really kind of took my eyes off the ball when it comes to podcasting too, with the training, just because, I'm working out 2-3 hours every day. And then I'm like going home, and kind of a lot of times I would go home and just pass out on the couch for 45 minutes and then like have to go into work. And I did a Pac-Man Jones interview where I feel like I had got punched in the head very hard earlier that day, and I felt like I was not all there as a podcaster, just overall just really seems like, I'm glad I gave it a shot. It was really for the content more than anything, but I also think it was probably a grand opening, grand closing type thing. Like, I don't really think I have much of a reason to get back in there.
Well, yeah, I mean, I was right there watching it, and I sincerely felt bad for you. Like, honestly, because you're my friend. I flew all the way cross country to watch this fight.
I feel bad for that. The fact that people came all the way down to Miami. Or even my trainer, bro, like his mood changed so much after that fight. Like, I could just tell that he was kind of bummed, and he denied it, and he said that he was whatever. He's like, no, you tried. You did what you could, But
what was his assessment of your fight, your trainer? I got to hear this.
I don't know if we really even got into it that much.
No words had to be spoken at that point. Because he's like no post-fight pep talk.
He's a pretty serious, Russian guy, and so his whole.
I'm very disappointed in you.
No, he don't got the cool accent like that. Yeah,
but, okay,
because he's Blueface's trainer too, so you'll see him on the ringside.
Oh, was he at the table with us with Blueface at the end?
Probably, yeah.
Okay,
his name's David Kaminsky, and he, I felt bad for him because like I immediately got the sense from him that he got paid, but he probably felt like the couple of weeks that he spent there, like actually, because in the lead up, you've got so much nerves, so much anxiety, and me and him are in the back for hours before the fight, like warming up, sparring. He's doing these breathing exercises with me. He's like really like coaching me through everything that I need to be doing to go out there and put forth the best performance that I could. And then for it to end so abruptly, I felt horrible for him.
You're like, man, I wasted my time. I could have been home eating popcorn during all these training sessions. It would end up kind of the same way, probably.
And he's coached so many like elite fighters,
right?
So many like promising amateur boxers. He's done this with Blueface, and Blueface has won the couple of fights that he's had so far. So for him to realize that he put all that time into coaching me and for it to end that abruptly, like I really feel like I could have fought somebody who was like drastically smaller than Jason Luv and still might have got my ass kicked. So yeah, man, I felt for him in that moment.
Aren't you supposed to box some fat dude?
Nah.
Didn't you call out some guy to box recently?
Oh, King Pill. Yeah, that was a little bit more of a troll. I don't think I'm actually gonna fight King Pill.
Okay.
I feel like, but King Pill is an example of someone who I feel like he would probably whoop my ass in a boxing match, even though he just lost his fight that he had. But yeah, I don't know. It really kind of remotivated me to focus on things that I think I am talented at, like podcasting, and but the one good thing that came out of it was really realizing that I need to just get in shape in general. Like, I don't really plan on fighting again, but I'm like about 240 right now. And I'd really like to get to 190, which is like the next weight class down, even though I actually don't really plan on fighting. But, I would just like to drop a lot more weight. And I've been like super serious about diet and exercise since then, taking all that a lot more seriously. Because I gained like 30 pounds after I got married, which was like 3 years ago. So consistently packing on 10 pounds per year, it just kind of catches up to you. And I went to the doctor a little while back and they were like, you're not in like horrible health, but we're definitely seeing some stuff that is wrong with you now that wasn't wrong with you a couple years ago.
Oh yeah. I mean, back in August, I had a physical and they took my blood test and they said I was pre-diabetic. And that was it. I said, okay, I'm done. I'm losing weight. I stopped drinking fruit juice, started working out every day. And now I'm at like 200. Yeah. I went from like 220 to like 200 and did a blood test, no longer pre-diabetic, didn't have to take any drugs or anything else like that. Yeah.
And that's kind of the realization is that me or you, before we got in shape or whatever, I feel like nobody would have really looked at us and thought that we were fat enough to be having health problems. Yeah. But you kind of realize like, no, you really like need to be in pretty good shape in order to go through your 50s and 60s.
100%.
And that's the perversity of the whole fat body positivity movement that seems like it's really kind of in decline now with the advent of Ozempic and everything, is to have people like Lizzo out there, and props to her for losing a bunch of weight, but her coming out there and celebrating her body type. It's like, nah, you're gonna die. Like you're unhealthy at this weight, and the idea that this is something that should be promoted is horrible.
Oh no, I remember I had a tweet that went viral. Because there was that video of DJ Khaled opening up his fridge that was just filled with different types of ice cream.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, oh, look, a morbidly obese man showing the world how he stays morbidly obese.
Yeah.
I've literally stopped buying ice cream.
Yeah.
Because I just binge on it. Like Ben & Jerry's Cherry Garcia, my favorite flavor.
Yo, me too. I love that.
Yeah, that's the shit, ain't it?
My girl makes fun of me for eating that because she eats all these like high-end ice creams and stuff. I'm like, I love that flavor. That is the best store-bought
ice cream ever in the history of ice cream.
Yeah.
But if I have a carton of that late at night, I'm feeling the munchies, I'll end up eating like a whole carton or half a carton. And then that's like
1,000 calories.
1,000, 1,500 calories. I just stopped buying it altogether because there was nothing good that came from it.
Yeah, that's half of the calories that somebody like you or me should have for the whole day.
The whole day.
My only problem right now is that my daughter is selling Girl Scout cookies. So once in a while, I find myself reaching up into the cabinet and snatching a couple of those. But for the most part, yeah, not having snacks in the house is great because there's just no way in hell that I'm going to go get ice cream at 9 p.m. on a Monday night. But if it's in the fridge, it's a lot harder to say no to. But at this point, I feel like I've kind of got my self-control under control.